You might be burning fat right now without even knowing it. But here's the catch. If your body isn't making ketones, you could be eating away at your own muscle instead of protecting it. And the surprising reason this happens has nothing to do with whether you're following a keto diet perfectly. It comes down to how your body responds when calories drop too low. Most people think that cutting calories as far as possible is the fastest way to get results. But when calories dip too far, something strange happens. Your body starts scrambling to keep itself alive by making new sugar from protein and other sources, a process called gluconeogenesis. Instead of switching over to ketones for fuel, your body clings to sugar. And if it can't make enough, it taps into your muscle tissue to create more. That's why you can technically be burning fat while still losing lean mass, because without ketones in the picture, your muscles are left completely unprotected. Hidden mistakes with diet can make this even worse. Too much protein, especially if it's spaced out unevenly, can push the body to keep making sugar instead of ketones. Even things you don't think count as carbs, like certain sugar alcohols or additives, can quietly interfere with the process. And the body doesn't always care whether it's food or not. If something nudges the pancreas or the liver in the wrong direction, ketosis gets shut off. That's why so many people swear they're doing everything right, but the results just don't show up. The other major roadblock is stress. When the body feels starved, stress hormones like cortisol and epinephrine rise. Those hormones push blood sugar up, telling the body to hang on to energy reserves. The result is that even if you're eating very little, your blood sugar stays high and ketone production flatlines. It's the body's way of protecting you, but it comes at the cost of blocking the exact fat-burning state you're trying to reach. That's why coaches often see frustrated clients stuck in limbo, eating less and less but never actually crossing into true ketosis. There's also a simple reason why some people just can't get into ketosis right away. If your body hasn't been there since childhood, it may have literally forgotten how. Ketone production isn't automatic. It has to be trained back into your system through repeated exposure. At first, the stress of trying to shift fuels can even backfire, leaving you with poor results and even worse cravings. That's why trying to go 0 to 60 with an intense keto plan often fails. The body needs an acclimation period, a time to relearn the process and adapt. Once you're there, it becomes natural, but until then, forcing it only sets you up for disappointment. So how do you know if you're actually succeeding? Most people focus only on fasting glucose or insulin, but those numbers don't tell the whole story. What really matters is what happens 2 hours after you eat. If your blood sugar hasn't come back close to baseline, you're leaving energy floating around in your bloodstream unused. That's a sign of poor metabolic efficiency, even if you look fit on the outside. For many people, an optimal 2-hour number is in the mid-80s. More muscular individuals may sit a little higher, while smaller-framed women might run a little lower. The point isn't chasing a single number. It's about whether your body can handle the food you give it and return to balance quickly. That's the true test of metabolic health. Another helpful tool is the Glucose Ketone Index, or GKI. This measurement shows how your glucose and ketone levels work together. When people reach deep ketosis, the data is clear. Results are dramatic, fat loss accelerates, muscles are preserved, and energy is more stable. When people never hit that point, results are scattered and inconsistent. That's why studies on keto often look mixed. It's not that the diet works for some and fails for others at random. It's that many people never reach true ketosis in the first place. At this point, some turn to medical tools like semaglutide to help bridge the gap. Used correctly, it can make the transition from sugar burner to fat burner easier, especially for those who struggle with appetite or compliance. But like any tool, it carries risk. When something works well, people inevitably abuse it. That doesn't make the tool bad. It makes misuse the real danger. Just like the internet can be used for knowledge or for distraction, semaglutide can either support a smart strategy or become another shortcut that backfires. The key is using it in the right context, once the foundations of diet, adaptation, and metabolic testing are already in place. The bigger lesson here is simple. Starving yourself doesn't guarantee ketosis. Stress and hidden dietary traps can block the process. Your body may need time to remember how to make ketones again, and the only way to know for sure if you're on track is by testing the right things. The scale or how you look in the mirror doesn't tell you the whole story. The real clues are in how your body processes food, how quickly it returns to baseline, and whether your ketones are actually present. So the next time you hear someone say that all you need to do is slash calories to the bone and cut carbs, remember what's really happening inside. Without ketones, your muscle is at risk. Without adaptation, your progress stalls. And without understanding your true metabolic efficiency, you'll always be guessing. The path to lasting fat loss isn't about eating less and less. It's about eating smart, lowering stress, giving your body the chance to adapt, and using the right tools at the right time. Because when you finally hit that state of deep ketosis, the results don't just show up on a blood test. You'll feel it in your energy, your recovery, your performance, and your ability to sustain it long term. And that's when all the effort truly pays off.